Oh, chapter 3. Where is it? Where? Cardboard boxes were shoved out of the way, cans of paint were tossed to the side. Maybe it's just because it's been so long. Maybe I've forgotten. Finally, his almost shaking fingers pulled out what he had been searching for. A large book with one smiling faces adorning the cover. Noah had long since scribbled out the expressions, their grins forever mocking him for what he could not have. What should have been the second last yearbook of his life, but had become his last. He had never wanted it, never looked inside. He had been too scared, but Kane gave it to him anyway. For some reason, the pages felt awfully heavy. Flick, flick, flick. His heart beat in sync to each page. The pages of the book sped up to the beat of his heart, until finally, someone from a long time ago stared back at him. Someone he didn't recognize. He screwed up his eyes, peering in closer. He should be recognizable, but instead it was like looking in a dirty, warped mirror. It's me. Beside him, Kane stood with a signature white, charismatic smile. In truth, he hadn't changed too much from back in those days. Shaking his head, he ripped his eyes away from the broken image of himself and scanned the rest of the photos. People he hadn't seen or thought about in years graced the pages, for better or for worse. But the person he was searching for wasn't there, no matter how hard he searched. Must have been before he moved into the class, I forgot. With a sigh that carried with it the heaviness of lead, he flicked absent-mindedly through the rest of the pages before he flinched. A boy with a kind smile and warm eyes smiled back at him. His orange hair was ruffled and messy, as it always was, in a way that made you instantly want to trust him. His eyebrow twitched. The letters below seemed to be etched in blood one moment, and then the next it was ink, perfectly normal. Luca. He shut the book with a thud and tossed it to the side. What are you doing, by the way? So you're alive after all. Ivan, who had at some point made himself comfortable on the old couch that was stuffed into the corner of the room, shrugged. I usually am, for now anyway. I was looking for a photo of someone. We never did take that photo together, did we? I tried to draw you, I tried to paint a picture of you, but none of them are you. None of them could ever be you, could ever capture you. When I think back, my memories are too fuzzy to remember your face properly. Isn't that sad? Who will be left to remember you if not me? Am I not just like everyone else, forgetting you the moment you leave my side? Ivan's voice interrupted Noah's thoughts. Couldn't find one? I never took one in the first place, as it turns out. Hey, did you see a guy with blonde hair yesterday, in that dream? Ivan shrugged. I don't know, I wasn't exactly keeping an eye out. A lot of blonde guys in the world. Hope he's okay. Noah wandered back towards the painting he had finished last night. Once again, his fingers ran across the bumpy surface. Absent-mindedly, his fingers found the place he had sat side by side with the man who looked exactly like the August from his memories. He felt the sweeping wind, the soft cloud beneath him. He felt those green eyes on him, ever smiling. I thought you couldn't paint. I can't. Or I couldn't. Huh? Guess you should be spending more time in dreams after all. Looks like they solved your little issue. Ivan picked up the remote and turned on the TV. A news reporter's solemn voice carried into the room. At approximately 5:45 this morning, another body was found in West Park. Police have sectioned off the area. Noah froze. West Park, not far from back home. Tentatively, he dropped down to sit beside Ivan, his eyes glued to the screen. Escher? For a reason he could not explain, a deep feeling of dread had settled into the pit of his stomach. What about that charm? Right, he never took it, did he? The deceased has been identified by his family as Sebastian Carter, age 23. Sebastian was last seen just yesterday evening. Police have released a statement saying that markings matching previously discovered bodies were present. Someone you know? He went to my high school. I kind of knew this girl he had a thing for. You stole his girlfriend? I didn't think you had it in you. No, God no, she was absolutely not my type. I mean, I liked her, but not like that. She and him weren't really dating. He was just obsessed with her or something. Ugh, I don't want to think about it. The image on the TV changed to an artistic replication of the mysterious markings. Noah glanced sideways at Ivan. What do the markings mean? Why are you asking me? Don't play stupid. But what if I'm not playing? Do you have to answer every one of my questions with another question? Touché. Or should I say... touché? Is there a difference? I don't know, I don't speak French. Well, whatever, it's not like it's a secret. It just means that we're killed... It just means they were killed in their dreams. How do you know that? I just know. Isn't that common knowledge? I thought it was. No, it's not. Why? Why would that make markings appear, though? Great question. And the answer is... no clue. I'm not the bearer of all knowledge. Yeah, I realized that a long time ago. Crow said it was a side effect of dreams on the human body, so I guess that confirms what Ivan is saying at least. Someone is killing people in their dreams. A reaper. Noah eyed Ivan carefully. If killing people in dreams gives them their markings, does it also give them to the murderer? So you knew people were getting murdered. Guess so. Ivan nodded, zipping at a juice box he had pulled from some dark corner. Why haven't you done anything about it? What exactly do you want me to do? People die every day. It's not really my problem. Not really my problem. Is it my problem? My mother, my father, Sebastian, Mr. Floyd was terrified. Asher could have died the same way. They're all related to me. Noah covered his mouth with his hand halfway between shock and disgust. Ha! So, are you going to do something about it then? You don't seem like the hero type. I've been able to paint ever since this started. Ivan flashed a rare smile. You're really a selfish bastard. I respect that. Hey. I'm not judging you. Actually, I'm suddenly finding you a lot more interesting. And if I look into this, will I see you again, Crow? Then maybe I have no choice but to look into this properly. If only to see him, Crow. Who? The blonde guy I mentioned to you. I met him last night. He said his name was Crow. He looks like someone I knew a long time ago. Another person like us? Boy, the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon is real, huh? I don't know. I don't know if he was part of that dream or not. He seemed too real, but he died. So how would it be possible? Well, he's either real or he's not. There's no in between. Right. I just need to work out if he's real or not. If August could really be. A sudden shuffling sound broke Noah's line of thought, followed by the creak of his apartment door opening. A face filled with worry appeared out of the darkness. His expression started to soften upon seeing Noah, but soured again when he saw Ivan. Kane. Did you not get my message? I've been worried sick about you. Oh. Noah fished out his phone and quickly turned it on. 7 missed calls and numerous more texts, all from Kane. Sorry, I didn't mean to barge in, when you didn't respond. Dark bags rested underneath his eyes, a clear sign of how worried he had truly been. A small amount of guilt settled in Noah's stomach before he shook it off. Sorry, I've been a little busy. With? Kane's eyes went to Ivan, then to the painting that still sat finished on the easel. The painting was long dry. With another long sigh, he placed his bag down on the ground and walked towards Noah. His balled fists relaxed enough to take hold of Noah's arm and gently pull him from the couch and into his kitchen. I thought I always have private kitchen talk. Noah, I don't know what exactly is going on, but I know it's way too dangerous for you to be involved with. Please, for my sake, don't do this. I realize. I know what I'm doing, okay? You don't need to worry about me. But I do, and I will. I don't want to lose you too. There's no choice. Of course there is. You're making a choice right now. I guess I am. It doesn't feel too bad, finally making a choice. You saw them, didn't you? My paintings. They're beautiful. They really are, and I'm so happy you're painting properly again, but there has to be another answer. There's not. This is my answer. They're not as important as your life. Maybe not to you. What are you guys arguing about? None of your business. We're trying to have a private conversation here. You seem to butt into things that have nothing to do with you quite a lot, huh? It's as much as his business as it is yours. Kane rubbed at his temples, obviously frustrated. Why do you care so much? I don't know. What do you want me to say? That my conscience has gotten the better of me? I don't have an answer. All I know is that people somehow related to me are dying, and looking into it is letting me paint again. That's all I need. Art is all I need. Related to you? Go check yourself. It's true. My mom, dad, Sebastian from my school. Mr. Floyd was terrified, and I think Esha was targeted too. Fine, I understand you wanting to be able to paint again, but I don't understand why you would care if they were dead or not. What? Didn't you want them dead after what they did to you? I don't know. Maybe I did a long time ago. Maybe I still do. Maybe I don't care either way. But come on, you don't need to give it some deep meaning. You want to paint, investigating is helping you paint. Be your selfish self. No one asked you. I want to see August again. Noah, August is... Kane sighed loudly, tiptoeing around the words that nearly came out of his mouth. Whoever that was, it wasn't August. August isn't here anymore, you know that. You saw him. You heard his voice. How could that not be him? I don't know. Then help me find him. How am I meant to do that? Your work. Don't you have access to all kinds of records and databases? Isn't there something you could do? If you checked around about him, maybe he's not really. If I wanted to lose my job, Noah, you know I would do anything to help you, but this won't bring him back. This isn't safe. Please, just forget about all of this. I'll try to help you paint again myself. We can fix this. No, if you won't help me, then I'll work it out myself. Come on, let's go out and get some food and talk everything over. I don't want to. Why are you so against him going into dreams anyway? Noah said it wasn't safe. Even I can tell as much, and that's putting aside the fact that there could be a murderer skulking about in the shadows. I don't want to lose anyone else. Anyone else? It doesn't matter. Ugh. So this crow guy you met in a dream looks like August, who is dead. This is starting to get interesting. Interesting. Kane's voice was low and serious. This isn't something to joke about. Please just leave. Noah. Now. Fine. If that's what you want, I'm only trying to help you though. And once again, I never asked for your help. Maybe you didn't. With those words, he let go of Noah's wrist and quickly retreated from the room, a pained expression glued to his face. A few moments later, both Noah and Ivan heard the front door lock with a click. So you want to know if this crow is your friend August? Noah nodded wordlessly. And August died 6 years ago. Aha! Any way to confirm that? Did you see him? What? No, I didn't go into the hospital room. His dad told me. He has a grave back home, apparently. I wasn't there when. Ivan flashed one of his lopsided grins. Short of grave robbing, there's got to be some way to find out if he's really there or not. Kane works in security in the government, but he won't help. You heard him. I don't really want to get him fired, but... Why not break into his office then? What? Break into a government building? Are you insane? Why not? You can't be serious. I'm as serious as you are, so tell me, how much do you want to find out about Crow? It's not like I can search for someone named Crow. No, but you can look up August. See if he's really as gone as you think he is, or if there's anything else to him, hidden. Governments do like to hide things. If anything happens, you can just hop into a dream, no one will be wiser. I'm starting to think you might be a bad influence on me. Just starting? At some point, Ivan had pushed a pile of dirty clothes covered in paint to the side and sat up on the counter, finally meeting Noah eye to eye. He smirked before jumping down from the surface. Let's go then. Right now? Have you gotten anywhere else to be? Let me just grab something. Once again, Noah dug through piles upon piles of books and painting supplies in search of the item he needed. Just in case I do see him again. Finally he pulled it free, an old journal with a worn leather cover, inside an assortment of waterlogged sketches he had done in high school. It was still only half filled. He hadn't touched it in years. Couldn't. He shoved it into a small satchel along with a cheap mechanical pencil before quickly putting it over his head to rest on his shoulder. What's that? Nothing important. Let's go already. Ivan didn't offer any more words. Instead, he walked through the piles of art supplies towards the front door. Noah froze. Out of the corner of his eyes, a small patch of green sat motionlessly, yet it seemed to be calling out to him. He turned around on his heels and opened one of the spare water bottles Kane had left at one point or another and watered the plant. It almost seemed to perk up instantly with the action. Satisfied, Noah turned to follow Ivan, but not before his eyes trailed back over his latest paintings. The night was dark and cool. Noah drew in his light jacket closer to himself, but it offered little in the way of warmth. When he eyed up Ivan, he felt all the more colder. His holographic jacket still hung loosely off one shoulder, almost proudly displaying the markings on his arm. Noah tried to contain his curiosity, knowing full well the man wouldn't answer his questions about it. He had already tried to ask about them, both subtly and not so subtly, but that was something Ivan wasn't willing to give up. Noah heaved a sigh. I'm an idiot, following around the guy in the middle of the night. Jet black clouds passed overhead, dimming the already darkened streets. It was a sight Noah wasn't quite used to anymore. When he was younger, he would often go out alone at night and wander through the mountains around his home. At those times, the air around him seemed to stand still as if it were waiting for something. The breeze that blew through the treetops seemed to be whispering secrets in his ears. And lastly, the sky above him seemed to hold infinity. Vast, endless, when he was below that sky, alone and in the dead of the night he felt content. Noah looked up towards the sky, a few stars, but nothing compared to what he used to see. I wonder when the last time I looked at the stars was. Seems the world kept spinning while I was gone. Oh god, it's so beautiful. If you keep staring upwards, you'll trip over something. What do you care? I don't, it's just an observation. Whatever. Ivan walked slightly ahead of Noah, the metallic colors of his outfit almost glowing under the dire street lights. You know the way. I didn't even tell you where he works. It's the building on Ward Street. You're not going to ask me how I know? No, I don't think I want to know. But it's not exactly on the first floor. How exactly are we going to break into it? Ivan pulled his hand from his pocket and spun something around on his finger. A keychain on which he held an ID card and a key. Noah peered in closer. How? He was stupid enough to leave his bag with me when he pulled you into the kitchen. So you just robbed him? Yeah. I guess it'll come in useful this time. Do you always do that? Right. I will start saving at the answer options. Just to make sure. But how do I save? I would like to... Ah, there we go. There we go. I will go and ask more questions. Why are you helping me anyway? Hey, I asked you a question. I know, I was just wondering if you were an idiot or something. What? I already told you, you piqued my interest, nothing else to it. You're going to break into a government building with me. There's something more than interest there. There has to be. That's not something a normal person does. Ivan shrugged, rolling his eyes at the same time. What else is new? You're insane. Maybe, who cares? Thanks, I wouldn't be able to do it alone. Ivan's rare smirk returned to his face. No shit. The further they walked, the higher the buildings became as they stepped into the business district. No one walked the streets save a stumbling drunk on the opposite side of the road. Noah grimaced and looked away. Best to ignore people like that, not draw on their attention. That's where you draw the line? You have some strange morals. You're not one to talk, like you have any at all. You steal from anyone and everyone and don't give a shit about murder. Why use morals anyway? I find they just get in the way of what needs to be done. Are you always so indifferent? I'm starting to worry that you're serial killing yourself. Ivan shrugged again, further proving Noah's point. Maybe. Suddenly Ivan stopped in his tracks and looked up. A tall building reached up into the sky, a metal stain on the heavens. It seemed almost as if it would rip the sky in two, but of course it didn't. It just sat there, ominous and foreboding, as if waiting for them in particular. Noah swallowed hard. This is it. There's 3 cameras facing the entrance, probably another 2 in the lobby, 1 in the lift, all wireless. Ivan mumbled to himself, clearly thinking hard. Let's go. Wait, what about the cameras? I'll handle them, follow me. Ivan's footsteps were unrushed, his actions calm and collected, just like his entire personality. He walked forward before reaching into his jacket and pulling out something the size of a phone. Except this obviously wasn't his phone. Instead, 4 antennas poked out from the top of the handled device. Upon closer inspection, Noah thought it reminded him more of a handheld radio. What is that? Ivan, ignoring Noah's words, started turning a dial on the side of the device, slowly and deliberately. His hand stopped. He stared up the surveillance cameras as if he could see inside of them. Supposedly satisfied, he stepped out of the shadows and up the stairs to the entrance in full view of the cameras. A radio jammer. You really have done this more than once. Noah sped up to walk side by side with the white-haired man. When they reached the entrance, Ivan scanned Kane's key card, which quietly beeped 3 times before the doors opened wide. Inside, the lobby was wide and dead silent. Their footsteps echoed through the empty space. Noah all the more aware of how loud they all were. Ahead were the lifts. With the jammer still in hand, they beelined towards them. What floor? I don't... Noah thought back to all the times Kane had stopped by, all the times he had sat beside him and talked despite Noah never responding. How much had he told Noah that he had never heard? How long has he not been listening? And why was it only now that he could finally hear again? 11th floor, I think. I don't know what room though. We'll work it out when we get there. With a ding, the elevator doors opened. Ivan and Noah stood to the sides, waiting to see if anyone was inside, but found it empty. With his heart almost in his mouth, Noah stepped inside and pressed the 11 button. Ivan stood beside him, his face still impartial. Slowly the elevator lifted up. The only sound was the gentle whirring of the motors running, which seemed much louder than it actually was. When the doors opened again, they were faced with a darkened corridor. The stillness from the lobby and the elevator seemed to extend through the rest of the building. Wordlessly, Ivan stepped out of the elevator first. He looked left then right, before deciding instead to go straight ahead. One at a time, the two peered into darkened offices, looking for any sign of what could be Kane's room. Damn, didn't think that would take so long. Wanna go get a bite to eat? Hell, yes I do, man. You're much more fun than Kane, you know. He runs off straight after work every single day, even if we have deadlines. Probably has a girlfriend he's rushing off to see, asshole. The two voices laughed loudly. Noah didn't even have the time to freeze up when Ivan grabbed him by the shirt and pulled him back into an open storeroom. Footsteps went by them, and the ding of the elevator doors opening resounded back into the storeroom. They waited for what felt like forever before Ivan stepped out. Let's try that room. He nodded towards the place the two men had come from. They seem to know your friend. Guess he's not so popular after all. That charming gentleman act doesn't work on everyone. Those pricks. Not like you treat him any better. Of course I do. We're friends. Sure, I'm not judging, just making an observation. Ivan held up the swipe card to the door and it instantly unlocked with a click. A few desks sat empty inside the room, all but abandoned for the night by their usual inhabitants. Noah quickly walked between the desks, looking for any sign that one of those laptops belonged to Kane. The large window sat slightly ajar, enough so for a gentle breeze to roll through the room, cooling Noah's body. He again glanced towards Ivan, wondering if he didn't feel the cold. Noah paused. On a desk in the corner of the room he noticed a cup. On it was written, "World's Okayest Chef," which he recognized instantly. I bought this for him back in high school. I didn't think he still have it. Bingo, let's take a look at the computer. Noah sat down at the desk while Ivan stood behind him and leaned in close to peer at the screen. The screen lit up with a logo before it faded away to a login screen. The username, Kane782, was pre-filled, while the cursor blinked in the password field waiting for an entry. Shit. You're telling me you came here not knowing his password? How was I meant to know I would need it? Can't you do something about it? Hack it or something? I don't know how to use a computer. What? Which part of my sentence confused you? Do you need me to repeat it slowly? You have a phone. You have a radio jammer. You're drawing the line at a computer. I stole the phone. I was given the radio jammer. No one gave me a laptop. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I can't tell if you're good with technology or not. Ivan just shrugged. He obviously wasn't going to explain anytime soon. Fine, let me think. What would it be? Noah tapped his finger against the desk absent-mindedly, thinking back to the days where he and Kane were almost glued together at the hip. Maybe his favorite movie or song. Yet Noah's fingers didn't move across the keyboard. His mind was completely blank. You have 2 friends, right? I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. Stop thinking about it so hard, just try whatever's in your head. Carefully he made his first guess. Wrong. The second and third guesses came more quickly. All wrong. A pop-up came on the screen. After 3 more attempts, the computer would be locked down. His fourth and fifth guesses wasted. His heart beat loudly in his ears as he typed in his last guess, a last-ditched attempt at the friendship they once had. 130805. The lock screen faded away into the desktop. A notepad was open, with that seemed like a shopping list, and a few tabs were still open in his browser. What was it? None of your business. Noah's eyes traveled over the screen. Okay, I said I would save at every decision I can make. Okay, shopping list or the web browser. I think... The web browser is probably the safer option. Kane had left open 3 tabs in his internet browser. At first, Noah didn't see anything of note and considered closing out of them entirely before a sentence caught his eye. Plant Care 101 was open in one tab. In another, How to Care for Others. Noah's eyes fell away from the screen as an inkling of guilt crawled over his skin. Strange hobbies. Again, you want to talk. Noah's eyes traveled over the screen. Noah's eyes honed in on the shopping list. It looked reasonably simple. In order, Noah read the list. Mushrooms, fennel, feta, apples, sage, limes, radish. A strange combination of foods. But in a way, it felt just like Kane. He could always make something delicious out of anything. He's got weird taste. Okay, forgot the other thing. Let's see. Noah quickly scrolled through Kane's bookmarks. Fortunately, they were all work-related, so the list wasn't too long. The National Register of Birth and Death. Just so you know, you're about to move from a misdemeanor to a felony. I don't care what happens to me. No need to worry, I still extend you my offer to abandon reality. Noah clicked on the link, which automatically logged him into the system as Kane. A blank box waited for him to enter a name. Just in case. His words were quiet, whispered. Whether they were for Ivan or himself, even he didn't know. He quietly typed in the name Crow. Of course, as the both of them had known and expected, no one popped up. However, now Noah was left with only one option, and that option was already chewing away at his mind and heart. To search for this person was to accept what he found. August Rivers. Oh, he has a last name. A few hits popped up, but Noah could easily tell which one was his August, the August he had known so well. His entry started with information he was already aware of: his name, birth date, place, blood type. Noah scrolled down further, searching through the information. Cause of death: illness. Place of burial: not available. Cremation status: not available. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, it gets more interesting still. He didn't die of... Seriously, couldn't have waited until tomorrow? No, I need forward that spreadsheet to the boss or he'll have my head on a plate tomorrow morning. Fuck. Ivan slammed down the lid of the laptop and pulled Noah to his feet before he even had the chance to think. Outside, the two voices became closer and closer. Jump. What? I said jump. What? Jump and don't scream! Ivan held on tight to Noah's collar and pushed the large window open further, creating enough space for the man to dangle his legs over the edge. When he saw that Noah wasn't joining him, Ivan clicked his tongue and slipped over the edge with enough force to propel Noah from his spot safely to the ground. What the fuck are you doing? His words were lost to the loud rush of wind as he fell from Kane's office. He felt like screaming, but his voice wouldn't leave his throat. The ground was becoming closer and closer, and for the first time in years, Noah thought a certain thing. I don't want to die, not yet. He squeezed his eyes shut and covered his face with his arms. Crow. Suddenly, the rushing feeling was replaced with another, the feeling of being pulled through reality to a different place entirely. Not exactly a pleasant feeling, but after plummeting several stories towards a concrete ground, it felt slightly more like home. When he opened his eyes again, he felt the air leave his lungs in a way that falling from the 11th floor of a building could never feel. A place both dear and hated in his heart, a place he had spent years of his life. The classroom was dark, and outside the night sky was full of stars he had forgotten could exist. He took one careful step, as if testing if the world wouldn't disintegrate with his movement before taking many more. He approached the window with speed and peered out. The same mountains and the same sky looked back at him. It was a strange feeling. It filled him with gentle nostalgia, a longing for a time that could never return. Behind him, suddenly the door began to rattle in a way it always had whenever someone was entering. He turned around, slowly, his heart already in his throat. A boy with blonde hair and green eyes stood in the doorway, his hands still resting against the frame. He blinked, looking at Noah as if he wasn't quite sure who he was looking at, before realization came over his face. Noah. He knew it was a dream. He knew this wasn't real, but what he knew didn't matter at that moment. This was someone he had wanted, begged, pleaded to see for years and years and years, and there he was as if he never went anywhere in the first place. This wasn't August, but right now it was. The tears started slowly but quickly, became a current. August, still looking just as shocked as before, quickly stepped forward and wrapped his arms around Noah. You're Noah, right? His voice was exactly the same as it was back then. I missed you. I missed you so badly. There's no need to miss me, silly. I'm right here. I'm so sorry, August. I should have. There must have been something. Shh, it's okay. I don't know what's going on, but everything will be alright. Even if it's difficult, I believe in you. Have you gotten taller? You should have. You deserve to. Something's really been eating you up, huh? That's one way to put it. Well, I'm always here if you want to talk about it. I'm not going anywhere. His words were like blades piercing into Noah's heart. You're not always going to be here. I wish so much that were true. But if you don't want to talk about it, that's okay too. All I want is for you to be happy, Noah. You deserved it more than anything. I'm so afraid of losing you. Of losing me? I just told you I'm not going anywhere. He pouted, but gave up when a giggle came to surface. Even if I was suddenly gone, that's okay. Everything ends, Noah. Some things sooner than others. That doesn't... Oh, this game is killing me. Also, I have that habit of like kinda with my eyes reading the sentence before I speak it, so I'm oftentimes being affected by what is being said before I actually spoke it. That doesn't mean that experiencing them wasn't worth it. No matter whether I'm here or not, I hope you can look back at our time together with happiness. I'm not strong enough. You're plenty strong to me. Tell me you forgive me, please. It was a selfish request, but Noah didn't care. All he wanted was forgiveness. All he wanted was to lose the guilt that had weighed so heavily on his heart. Please, then maybe I could. Noah, I always... August, come, it's getting late. If we stay any longer, the janitor's gonna chase us out with a broom. Kane, give him a minute. God. The doorway, which was still left open by August, suddenly housed two other figures. They came to a stop, frozen at seeing the scene inside the room. Who... Oh, Kane! Noah! This is an interesting situation we have all found ourselves in, huh? Noah stared back into his own younger face. I wonder what I look like to him. A sorry loser, a wasted-up artist, a complete good-for-nothing. Noah took a step away from August and wiped his nose with his sleeve. He wanted nothing more than to be at August's side, to talk to him, whether he was real or not. But when he saw his younger self, when he saw Kane, he realized that he didn't belong. The world around Kane began to crack, with him at the center. He's Noah, but you're also... A deep rumbling came from the very earth as reality began to fracture. Noah reached out towards August, who suddenly seemed like he was getting further and further away by the second. August, wait, August! I don't want to lose you again, please come with me. Quicker and quicker the word disappeared into nothing, but he didn't care, not now. Before the classroom truly became lost to the void, Noah could have sworn that August was reaching out back towards him too. He felt himself falling. The ground that felt so sturdy a moment ago was now non-existent. Noah resigned himself to his fate. If I have to die, at least I got to see his face one more time. Noah! I'm sad. Pain.